What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday edition of the Show Up Show. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 5. Today, we got to talk about fixing that lens or clearing that lens. So what's this lens I'm talking about, right? So what we're looking at is the lens through which we see our world, right? The lens through which we see our lives, or even the lens through which we see our lives in our world. Now, it's this lens that's really, it's our perspective. That's what I'm referring to, is the perspective that we have on ourselves and our lives. So for many of us, this lens is cloudy, it's fogged up, and we can't see what we need to see, to be who we need to be, to do what we need to do, to get or give what we need to in our lives, right? We're not able to show up as powerfully because we can't truly see what's going on. Our vision is clouded. Right? When our vision and our lens is cloudy, or it's just not, we're not able to see in a way that serves us, all these other things cascade and spiral down, right? We can't see what we need to see. We can't do what we need to do. We can't be who we need to be to get done what we need to get done. All right? And when we can't show up and do our work, well, we're never going to be successful. Right? That's the secret, is how do we show up and do our work every single day? All right, that may be the secret to success, but there's a lot of things that can get in the way of showing up. All right, and that's what we're going to look at today with clearing this lens. Or maybe even the lens is broken. Well, we'll fix it. All right, that's fine. So why is all this important? All right, how do we get from this perspective to actually who we are and how we show up in the world? Well, our perspective drives the stories that we tell ourselves. All right, the language in which we use to tell the stories of our lives. All right, and these stories that we tell ourselves, these drive the choices that we make. And our choices, well, our choices become our actions or our inactions. And these actions, well, these actions become our habits. And if Aristotle was right in saying that we are what we repeatedly do, well, our habits become who we are. Right? That's how we get there. Right? This perspective, it's our foundation. It starts all of that. It starts that trail that leads to our habits and who we are. And oftentimes, that perspective that we have on ourselves and on our world is preventing us, is stopping us from showing up and doing our work. All right? And that's a challenge that we got to get through. And that's what we're going to do today. So we got 2 ways to go about this, to kind of tweak that change, that perspective. All right, how can we adjust that perspective? 2 ways. All right, the first is to look at that current perspective and figure out how we can tweak that. All right, so pick an area of your life, any area: career, business, family life, your health, any of those. All right, try to pick one where it's either stagnant or not quite going in the way that you want it to go. So tell yourself, why is this the way it is? Or explain to yourself. You can rationalize it, you can justify it. Any of these things work. Say it out loud too. Say it out loud so that way you can hear how you talk about your situation, right? Hear what's going on, all right? Hear those thoughts actually coming to life, all right? A lot of times what happens is that we think these things over and over in our heads, but it doesn't seem real until we actually say it. When we bring it to life, we can actually hear how we're talking to ourselves. Right? What's the story we're telling ourselves? So when we hear that, we can think, oh, well, this is actually what's going on. And then that story, when we hear the words that we use, we can then recognize our current perspective and then make shifts from there. All right? The other way to go about this, same idea, pick an area of your life, same one, different one. You can try both approaches, right? You can look at the current perspective, all right? Or the other way to go about this is to place in the perspective that you want to have that gets you what you want. Right? So we can break it down first and then build it up from there. So if you need to or want to have a healthier lifestyle, all right, what story do you need to tell yourself to get there? What's the type of person you need to be? What type of choices do you need to make? All right, you can back into it and you can work from it that way as well. All right, you can adjust your story, and that in turn can also change your perspective. All right, you can interject these pieces that you need. So you can either look back, right, kind of look at the current situation, adjust from there, or you can simply go for gold and just put in what you need to put in there. Now, if you don't quite know what that needs to be just yet, that's okay. All right? You have two different choices and two different ways to approach this. Analyze your current situation. Analyze what you're currently saying to yourself, all right? If you know that that's not working, you can pretty much use the polar opposite of that, stick that in there, and then move forward from there. Shift that perspective, shift that paradigm, shift the stories that you're telling yourself to something that's more empowering, that enables you to take action, that enables you to show up powerfully each and every day to do your work. Right? So you can adjust that again, or if you know what you need to do but you're just not doing it, well, let's put that story in there. All right? Don't even worry about the current story that you're telling yourself. You already know it's not serving you, right? If you're looking at an area that's either stuck or stagnant, you know it's not serving you. You know it's not what you want. So put the one in there that you want. Put the one in there that's going to get you what you want in your life, whatever that may be. Because what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to keep your head down and your heart up. And when you combine this focus and determination with your passion and your purpose, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Nothing. Because all you got to do is you got to show up. And you have to do your work every single day. Again, head down, heart up, do your work. When you do that, there's nothing in the world that can stop you. I hope you're all having a great Sunday. It's been so much fun filming these for you. As always, if there's anything you want to see, anything you need a boost, let me know. We'll get it in here. We'll make it happen. Have a great day.